My name is Kevin Ray, and you're listening to Truckers and Others. Good morning. I don't have time to upload anything today. Today is Thursday, so yeah, I was hoping to, but dude, it's been a fucking crazy time. Um, been busy as fuck. Okay, so yesterday I went to go do that job, and got it, I don't know, they fucked it up, so I couldn't do that job. You know, they loaded in that container, so I couldn't get it fucking unloaded. So I ended up coming back to the shop, and I don't even know the exact order of what I did. I got back to the shop, I fueled up, and I parked the roll off truck, I think, or I didn't even fuel it up, but everything was fine. Got back to the shop, and I wanted to move some trucks around because they were in the fucking way. So I hang out in the shop for a little while, take a shit, and then I move the trucks around, get them all nicely new and organized. Everything's good. You can fit another fucking truck over there. And then I don't know what else I did other than I know I grabbed. I took a truck to the shop because it's one of the newer trucks that we bought, and they said they would cover the repairs if they were done by some other shop. So I had to drop a truck off. It had a leaf spring bolt was loose or something. I don't know. Damn the thunder. Thunder and lightning is crazy out here today. Got it all done. Or got that truck returned or taken to the shop. I got picked up. I brought back home. And then I needed to grab a truck myself to go take water to the derailment crew. They were thirsty and they didn't have any waters or anything out there. So I grabbed two coolers and loaded it up with ice and water and took it out to them. And then when I left there, I had to go to a Home Depot to grab a piece of OSB or plywood. I grabbed OSB, but had to chop it down because we got these giant gaskets. They're 48 for a 48-inch fitting or whatever. So they're giant round gaskets. We had to kind of fix up a pallet so a pallet would accommodate them. Then we had to nail some 2x4s on there to keep them from getting not that they would get crushed, but you don't want them to get fucking damaged or anything. And so we got 2x4s, so the gaskets are sandwiched in between a pallet and 2x4s and a fucking piece of OSB just to keep them from minimize the damage. Because these are going out to, I think, Greenland or something. There's some Air Force base that they're working on out there, and they need new gaskets, and we got to ship them over there. I'm gonna have to drink me a fucking water. This morning has been a little crazy. Also, I beat the storm in. I got out. I got on the road. Well, I didn't. Let's keep going with yesterday. Yesterday there's also a pickup truck that was in the shop a couple days ago. The guy wanted a bigger fuel tank for it. He said it's a great truck, but the fuel range is horrendous. So get rid of that, I don't know, 18-gallon tank or whatever it was. And the mechanic said, hey, bring it to me empty so I can do the swap. And he did not. He brought it to him with over half a tank of fuel. And the mechanic was sitting there. He's like, yeah, does anybody want some fucking gas? Because I got all this gas and I got to throw it away. or I can dump it in some buckets and give it to somebody. And I was like, fuck me, me. So brand new F1 or 250 fuel tank. We drilled a couple holes in it so we could dump the fuel out, because you can't dump the fuel out the filler neck because it's got some sort of check valve or whatever. Sorry, I got to drink this water real quick. Oh, this is apparently the edge of the storm because it's kind of quit raining. It's still raining, obviously, but it slowed down a little bit. So I got me fucking like 12 gallons of fuel for free, which is awesome. Poured it in some buckets and took it home. And then last night, I was sitting with my boss. I did some other stuff. What else did I do? I don't know. I was just doing shop work, little bitch work all day, which is fine. I was thinking about going out on the derailment or whatever, but I didn't really have a say if I went or I didn't really. I could have begged to go, but I didn't. I wanted to get off kind of early today or yesterday. So just did a bunch of shop work and stuff. Nothing very exciting. I unloaded some stuff with a forklift. We got a new leaf spring in for Guzzler. One of the Guzzler's leaf springs was broken. And that's a thick ass boy right there. That's a thick motherfucking leaf spring. Got got that all done, and then I was sitting in the shop last night. There's a not a new guy, but a guy that was gone for a while, and he came back. And they decided they were gonna pick on little old me again and fucking talk about all the little mishaps that I've had. I'm like, you motherfuckers, but we made it funny, and he's a good guy, I guess. And uh, then I said, hey man, can I borrow a mower, because I need to mow bad, and my yard is way overgrown because it's been raining a lot, and my little push, I have to mow. I have to fucking mow. The city's gonna start writing letters here soon. So can I borrow a mower, please? And he said, yeah. So that was awesome. I say, I'm gonna return it again tonight. So I'm just gonna take it home tonight. And I left at like 4:30, maybe. Left at like 4:30, got home. No, I left after that. It was like 6. I think I'm cutting myself short on my hours. I need to go through and rethink some things, because I already tried to enter my time. Glad I'm talking about it now, kind of figuring out my timeline, because I'm so scatterbrained right now. I only got a couple hours of sleep. So grab the mower, head home. It's a stand up mower. It's got tracks on it. It's a beast of a fucking, and it's a brush hog, but it'll mow, you know. So I take it home, get it loaded up on a truck and trailer, and mow my yard in like 8 minutes. It was awesome. And then I decided, this is a brush hog, right? Well, there's some areas in my yard that are overgrown with vines and little trees and all kinds of shit that I just can't get to at all. Like, I can try to get it to with my mower, but it ain't happening. This thing had no fucking problem with any of it. Like, 'cause I have a steep hill in my backyard. So I was riding this thing up to, not to the top of the hill, because it's too thick, and the mower was starting to tip, and I didn't want to tip it over. I could have pushed it a little bit more than I did, but I decided not to. And you got a big old fat guy hanging off the back side of this thing trying to go up a hill. It ain't good. So get my hill pretty good, and then I'm like, you know what? I haven't been behind my shed in a while. Let's go ahead and pull my trailer out because I got a little trailer loaded down with some lumber, and I got some other just random items thrown behind the shed because it's behind the shed. It's kind of like under the bed. When you're cleaning your room, you just throw all the shit out of sight, out of mind. And yeah, it turns out there's a lot more shit back there than I thought. And there's old logs and stuff, but they are rotten to the core. Fucking logs. So one of them, I just fucking stomped it. It was a giant log. It was like 1.5 feet in diameter. And I just stomped it down and then chopped it up with a brush hog. Like, it was insane what I was doing. I'm thinking there's termites or something back there, which is not good, but my shed is plastic, so I guess they're not gonna fuck up my shed, but they're gonna fuck up like the foundation that I got my shed sitting on, which is not cool. But maybe not anymore, because I took all that shit out of there. I ran that brush hog through. Now you could walk all the way around my shed. Like, the grass might start growing back there. I'm gonna try to keep up with mowing back there and just keep it nice, because there was a very large overgrown area for a long time. And then I went out to the back to the front yard, and I had already mowed the front yard, but I was like, you know what? Because I have 6 bushes out in my front yard. They're very tall. They look like they should go around a lake. I don't know what kind of fucking... They have sticks coming out the middle of them, and then like leaves, or like long leaves coming off the sides. So they look really pretty whenever it first grows, because it's like nice green leaves and then the sticks in the middle. It looks fresh and clean and good. Oh, watch out for people hydroplaning. And I just decided, this is a brush hog, right? So I'm just gonna see, because usually I've cut these down before, a couple of times, and I would grab a ratchet strap, throw it around the whole bush, or a rope. I think I switched to rope because I could just burn the rope, but throw a rope around it, tie it up nice and tight to kind of get all the sticks and all the leaves all in one spot, and then I'd grab my chainsaw and I'd just chop it down, and then I'd throw that big old bushel in my little fire pit, not little, but my fire pit out back, and I'd burn them. But that shit burns really fast, really hot, and it likes to float away. So, well, I don't know if it gets really hot, but I mean, fire's fucking hot. So, but it burns really quick. And I don't know. I don't mind burning stuff. I don't have time to sit there and tend to a fire ever. So if I was going to do that, I was going to just chop them down, throw them in the fire pit, and let them sit there for a couple of fucking months before I actually had the time and the will to go over and do a burn. Because I do have a burn barrel that I ended up knocking over, but it's an old piece of shit barrel. I need to get a new burn barrel, which won't be hard because we have a ton of fucking barrels at the shop. Oh, dude, I've been driving with my fucking blinker on. No. No way. I didn't be driving with my blinker on this whole time. So anyways, yesterday I decided just to mow over it. And dude, this brush hog didn't skip a fucking beat. It fucking mowed them down. I had to go a little slow, but it did not bog down at all. It just mowed this shit down so fucking easily and quickly. And then I had a giant mess on my fucking hands. So I ended up mowing. I raked it out and mowed it, and I raked it out and mowed it, and I raked it out and mowed it, and so it took a while. But now my yard, it just looks like I got hay all over my yard. So that's not great, but whatever. It'll be okay. I called my neighbor because his yard is so well manicured. It's such a nice fucking yard, and these bushes are right on the edge of my yard, right up to his yard. So I know this guy. It's nice for privacy because they are giant bushes, and like whenever the bushes are there, you can't really see or notice anything in his backyard at all. Like when you're driving down the road, you don't notice. It just looks like some bushes, and you don't think anything of it. But I called him and I said, "Hey man, I'm thinking about cutting these bushes down. It's gonna make a big fucking mess, but uh, it'll be all right, right? You don't mind if I get a little bit of clippings into your yard?" He's like, "No, no, no, I don't care at all." I'm like, "All right, cool, just making sure." He's a really cool guy. Um, but I was like, this is going to make a mess in your yard. Like, and there's not even if I chopped them down the way I was thinking, there'd still be a mess. So I decided just to mow them down with the brush hog, and dude, it looks so fucking nice over there. I raked it all out, let some sun get down in there into the nutrients or whatever the fuck happens. I don't know, but I raked it out. So now part of my yard is probably gonna die with all this fucking litter all over it, but um, I think it looks really good, and I can't wait for these bushes to come back. And I'm telling you, they're not going to take long to come back. It's going to be like less than a week, and there'll be 6 brand new full green bushes sitting out there. I promise you. Uh, but yeah, I did a lot of yard work last night after working all day, and I didn't start heading home till 6. So I got home at like 6:30, 6:45. And then I had to wait for my wife. She had to run up to the pharmacy for something. I don't know. So, and then I had to return the mower and everything. And so, I'm a driver, so I got e-logs and everything, and I got to log into these trucks when I use them. But if it's for personal use, it's personal conveyance, and that worked out great all the way up until I got back to the shop. So I PC'd and everything was great. I kept checking my phone. Everything was fine. I get back to the shop, and when I turned the truck off, because I had the truck off at my house also for a very long time. But I turned the truck off at the shop to undo the mower and put the mower away, and then I had to just park the trailer. And whenever I got back in the truck and started driving, I drove around the building, parked the trailer, drove around the other side of the complex and parked the truck, got in my car, and I fucking went home. Didn't think anything of it. And then on today, I got in. I actually woke up early. I set a fuckload of alarms because I was like, I know it's going to rain tomorrow. I'd like to, the truck and trailer that I normally take is not available. The trailer's available, but the truck isn't. So I was kind of upset about that. But I knew I could have hooked it up last night, but I was like, I'll just do it in the morning. I'll have time. That's what I always tell myself. I'm like, oh, I'll have time in the morning. So I get in this morning and get the truck all pre-tripped, and then I log into it, and it says I'm out of hours because it kicked me on driving last night when I parked the pickup truck. So I was like, oh, fuck. It said I needed to sit for an hour. I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to sit for an hour. I'm just going to get the trailer hooked up, get it pulled out, turned around, and ready to go. So as soon as this hour is up, or my boss shows up and fix my logs, I'll be able to just head on out. Well, when I moved the fucking truck and trailer, it fucking kicked me on duty driving again. So I only had like 45 minutes left. I had to sit still, and everything would have been fine. But I'm a dumbass, and I fucking moved the truck around, and I stayed under 10 mile an hour. I was not going fast, and usually it won't even kick you on driving unless you get over 10, I think. Nope, it fucked the whole day up. I was like, oh fuck. So I go in there and I'm trying to work with some of the supervisors because they drive trucks home all the time and use PCs. So I'm like, I know you guys have to get your logs edited all the time. Is there anything you can do with mine? And they're like, nope. I was like, fuck. So I was gonna have to sit there for, I don't know. It was gonna fuck my whole day up. Now today is Thursday, but it's my Friday because I'm not working tomorrow. I got a doctor's appointment, and then I got other shit I got to do, and then all. Tomorrow, maybe it's gonna be less busy than I thought. I hope. Dude, the lightning is fucking insane out here. It is just strong, thick, fucking bolts of lightning coming down all over the fucking place. But luckily, one of my other bosses showed up, and he's like, I don't normally edit logs, but let me see what I can do. And he logged in, and he got everything fixed. Easy peasy. I hit the fucking road as fast as I could, and then I was trying to move my trailer axles, and my other boss showed up, and he was parking right where I was sitting, and I'm over there doing a burnout in the fucking brand new gravel parking lot, trying to get the fucking trailer axles to move to the back. I could not fucking get it. One of my pins must have been stuck or something. So I pulled out on the road, and as soon as I pull out of the shop, I realize, where the fuck is my coffee? This is some bullshit. I had a brand new cup of coffee ready to go, and where the fuck is it? But I got my trailer axles moved to the back, out on the pavement on the road, and I was pissed off about the coffee, but I was like, whatever, I don't have coffee, it'll be okay, even though I really need coffee today. And then I look down on the floor, it's fucking rolling around on the fucking floorboard, it's fucking half empty. I'm like, damn it. I got a couple more sips of coffee. And I found a cooler. So this is a thing. We have a shitload of coolers at our shop because people go out to job sites and they need a cooler. They just buy a cooler. In the summer, we buy a fuckload of coolers. But we have a shitload of coolers at the shop. And somebody had a cooler. They went out, they bought a bunch of Red Bulls and Diet Cokes, and it was full of water, and it still had ice in it, and it had been sitting next to where just inside the shop for a couple of days. I had noticed it sitting there, and yesterday I decided to crack it open and see what's in there. There's fucking Red Bulls in there. I fucking took the Red Bulls out. I was like, somebody left this shit sitting here for a couple of days. It's all fair game. Whatever the fuck's in here is fair fucking game. So I took uh, 2 Red Bulls out of it. I did leave 1 Red Bull and the Diet Coke, so I'm not a fucking Diet Coke guy. This motherfucker is going slow as shit. No flashers, no lights. It's dark. It's raining. Now I gotta fucking risk my life getting around this motherfucker. Turn on your fucking headlights, you dipshit. And then I have a doctor's visit tomorrow morning. I didn't really think anything of it. It's a dermatology visit. I got some moles and stuff. And I was supposed to go to the dermatologist year or so ago, but I ended up canceling my visit, and then we kind of fell on hard times, so never went. So I got it rescheduled, and that is tomorrow. And I was like, all right, cool. Just go in there, take my shirt, show them my moles, and that's it. No, my wife proceeds to tell me last night. She's like, yeah, you're gonna have to get butt naked and lay on a table, front and back. I'm like, not happening. She's like, you have to. I'm like, listen, I don't have any moles around my crotchal region. So, no, I'm not fucking, I will fucking, I say this right now, and I'm just trying to sound tough. I will beat the shit out of anybody to make me take my underwear off. Okay? You want to look at my penis? No. I ain't letting nobody look at my body like a buffet. Okay? Not happening. Like, ooh, look at this one. Like, get the fuck out of here. You're looking at my body. So I don't know. Probably tomorrow I'll have I don't know. I got one mole right in the center of my fucking belly, and it's been there my entire life. I think I want to get rid of it. Go ahead and chop that motherfucker out. That's just a cosmetic deal. Like, just remove that one just for cosmetics, because it looks like my nipples are eyeballs, the mole is the nose, and obviously my belly button is the mouth. It's directly in the middle of my fucking torso, and I don't like it. But I've lived with it for a long time, so that's just what I look like. Um, and man, yeah, it was. I beat the storm into work. I was driving. I was like, man, this kind of looks fucking scary looking over here. I pull up the radar. I'm like, oh fuck, it's fine. It's right there. It's about to fucking hit. And then I listen to the radio, and they're just talking about high winds and storms and all kinds of shit, lightning, all that good stuff. But I was able to get to work and get the truck hooked up and everything with only a few raindrops. But then obviously the logs shit kind of fucked me up for a couple, like 20 minutes. So I'm out here driving. I got a long drive through this. In the storm, I think I'm going to follow the storm the entire way up here. But there's no option. I can't. I mean, I could pull over for a little bit, but it's not going to help. So I might as well just keep on rolling at 55 mile an hour, where I can only see maybe 100 yards ahead of me, which is pretty good. Well, if they have their tail lights on, I can see 100 yards ahead of me. If they don't have their fucking headlights on, it's maybe like 50. Um, so yeah, no, I gotta. I don't know if I have one or two episodes uh, recorded already that I need to put out. I got home last night at like 11 o'clock at night, and I didn't have the strength to do anything but lay down on the couch and just snooze away with my doggies. Because I was way too fucking dirty to sleep in the bed. So it was one of those nights where I was just like, I'm not gonna attempt to clean myself. I'm just gonna fucking lay down. And then but I did get clean this morning, so don't worry about it. I woke up nice and early. I set a fuckload of alarms, got up, got ready, got everything going and good. My dog is I put a new deep freeze in my garage, and now my big dog, he's a scaredy cat of everything. And apparently the new deep freeze emits a sound that I'm not able to hear, but he can, and he is scared shitless of the fucking garage now. So he now gets his own whole house to himself, and the little dogs get locked up in the garage. Kind of annoying, but I understand. Poor doggy. He is frightened by everything. when the Chiefs win a Super Bowl or win a fucking game or whatever, people in my neighborhood shoot off a fuckload of fireworks. Dude, it's a week before he'll go outside again. I got to shove him outside. And once he gets out there, he just stays out there and hides somewhere. He doesn't. He's too scared to make his way to the back door again. There was a tiny little fucking storm going over my town last night, and it was putting off so much lightning and thunder on a tiny little fucking storm, and he was scared shitless of that too. And then he's scared of the deep freeze. He's scared of any and everything. I don't know. My poor boy, but he's a cuddle bug. He'll come up and he'll cuddle me every morning when I'm strapping my boots on. He likes to get right up in my face. So I've gotten pretty good at about tying my shoes without fucking looking lately. What else is going on? Not much. I don't know. I did a lot of different shit yesterday at the shop. Got the yard work done. I'm glad I did because it's raining its ass off now, so this will be good for it. I had that brush hog on the lowest setting, but the lowest setting on the brush hog is like a high setting for my push mower. So, if the yard gets dried out again, maybe I'll push mow it pretty soon just to get my nice lines in there. Because that stand up mower had tracks on it, so it had big, thick, fucking tracks, and they're not like regular like they were like mud tire tracks because they mow around a bunch of properties where they need a lot of traction, like ponds and stuff. Yeah, our company does that. We will come mow your fucking yard. It's a very expensive yard crew, but we will do it. So it's a beastly fucking stand up mower. We got a bunch of sit down mowers too. Some of them have steel wheels, but mainly they just have mud tires. But I tore up my yard a little bit in a couple of sections. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording for a little bit, and I'll talk to you in a little bit once things happen. All right, we're headed back. Got loaded. Everything was good. It kind of quit raining on me once I got up this way, which was kind of nice. Right now, no, I'm not dealing with it anymore, but there was this fucking guy, dude. So we pull into I don't pull into it. I mean, I guess I do. There's a work zone, and the speed limit's 55 through the work zone. And they have like the big sign telling you your speed, and you're supposed to slow down to 55 or else it blinks at you. And yeah, man, it annoys the shit out of me when I go the speed limit through the fucking work zone. And there were some cars that were like, I don't know, 200 yards behind me or whatever, cars in a truck. And as soon as I get out of the work zone, I start going. But that gave that guy plenty of time to roll up on me, and he's like, "I'm gonna pass you. I'm like, "Hey, how about you fuck it? You're not gonna be able to, motherfucker, because I'm faster than you. I am faster than you. You're trying to pass me because I'm still building speed. You fuck, okay?" And then we got up on a hill, and he was getting a little closer to me on the hill. But no, so he was just hogging the whole fucking left lane the whole time. It's like, dude, if you go the speed limit in the fucking work zone, there would have been no fucking issue there. And I mean, not that I have never gone over the speed limit in a work zone. I've definitely done that sometimes. But not ones that got the fucking sign to tell you how fast you're going. It's like, all right, well, there's no way to fight that. If you get pulled in, if they're and the Iowa DOT don't fuck around, so they could be sitting over there waiting for somebody to be going any over the limit, and that's what a lot of people don't. Just I don't know. I feel like people don't understand what limit means. And I mean, I go over the limit, but you know, if the let's say an elevator has a load limit, I ain't getting on that if I'm over the fucking limit, okay? If it's over the limit, it could be right up to the limit, and I'm still kind of like, too much, too close. I'm not riding a goddamn elevator that could fucking fall down, or fuck up, get stuck. Not happening. And the speed limit, I mean, is the same way, but you know, five over, I don't think is a big deal. But not in a fucking work zone. If you're driving, you have a clear indication of how fast they want you to go and how fast you are going. And if there's no reason you're going any over what the fuck they want you to do. And if a cop wants to, he's like, hey, there's one. I mean, everybody else can do what they want to do. It pisses me off to see people flying through work zones and stuff because I've been on the side of the fucking road before. I've been on a road crew before. It's not fun. Or people that, you know, they have plenty of room to get over because a truck is pulled over on the side of the road or something. Now, yes, if you're a truck driver, you cannot expect anybody to get over. You need to make sure you are, you know, over as far as you could possibly be and keep your head on a fucking swivel and don't just open your door and hop out into fucking traffic. But, you know, people that have, it's so easy and so clear that you can get over into the left lane if somebody's pulled over on the right shoulder, just to give them a little extra room. You know, every time you pass by them, you're going to fucking wind shake the fuck out of them. Yeah, it just pisses me off seeing people flying through work zones, just not getting over or even slowing down for fucking trucks on the side of the highway. It's ridiculous. It's just ignorance. I mean, I'm not one to like add in new regulations and fucking take more freedoms away, but whenever you can you just add a couple of questions in to the test when you take your driver's license test? And then there should be a mandatory, like if you know, because on my test it said you can miss 5 questions. 5 out of 30 questions you can miss, and you'll still pass. And it doesn't matter if you get them all right or you get 25 right, you're passing. It just means you pass. They don't go over to you and be like, hey, so you missed these questions. Do you want to know the real answer to these questions? And you're like, I think it's wrong. I think it's this one. It's like, oh, okay, well, here's your license. See you later. No, I think there needs to be a set of mandatory questions on every driver's license test, and every time you got to renew your license, you have to fucking go through and do those. But it's got to be nationwide, like a federal deal, where you have to get these answers correct. And if you miss them, no, there's no retaking it today. They are so simple and so crucial questions that these would be. That, listen, you get 25 out of 30, but here's the additional. This is the federally required test that you have to pass. And it just gives you a scenario. Truck pulled over on shoulder, nobody to your left. What do you do? And it's like, stay right here. Get over in the left lane. Maintain, like, I don't know. I don't know what the question is. I'm not the smart guy to do that. But it would be fucking cool if there was a set rules of the road, at least like 10 questions that would just make things all right. Well, you're merging on the highway. Should you ever stop at the end of the fucking on ramp? No, no. You should merge. And then yeah, I mean zipper merging. That should be another one right there. Zipper merging is a thing. Should you ever block traffic from passing you in a work zone? No. It's a zipper merge, you fuck. Okay? There's 2 lanes open, and if you know how to zipper, like, following distance, that should be another one. How much following distance should you have? Or required to have, you know? You need to have at least some, okay? Because I see people in traffic, they won't let nobody in, and you know what? Things would go so much faster if people would just let people in line. If you just back off and let people in line, no matter how much you don't like them, let them in line. If they're there and it's going to make traffic run smoother, let them in. You got to pick your battles, okay? And your battle, you should not die on the hill of, I didn't want to let him go ahead of me because we were in traffic. It's like, all right, you're dumb as fuck. You just let him go. Left lane hoggers. Are you ever, these are just questions people need a refresher on. Every, I don't know how often you get your fucking license renewed, but I know I got to go in and get a new, well, it's just like a physical. But, that could be good for the truck drivers. Every physical, you got to pass these 10 questions also. None of them are trick questions. None of them are anything but, just basically stating the facts, but you got to select it so you are aware of what the fuck you're doing. No helping, no cheating. Pass these 10 questions, you have to get 100%, or you're not, or you got to come back tomorrow. They give you a pamphlet, and they say, come back tomorrow after you study these questions. And then, when I honk at motherfuckers in traffic, there will be no debate. It'll be like, hey, yeah, you're fucking up. Like, don't you remember 2 years ago when you took that fucking little quiz? This is part of it. You fuck. But yeah, I don't know. That would put a lot of truck drivers out because there's a lot of dumb motherfuckers out here driving trucks, which is kind of insane to me. It's like how are you driving a truck, dude? Like, getting a CDL isn't hard, but it's not like the easiest thing I've ever done in my life either. It takes a little bit of practice. And, I didn't pass mine mainly for shifting. I think that's the only thing I missed was shifting. I couldn't shift the truck smooth enough because I was... It's annoying because I know how to shift a fucking truck, but floating. I was trying to double clutch it, and it was I was trying to fake double clutch it, and it was all fucking up. So floating the gears is the only way I can comfortably drive one of these fucking trucks. Every now and again you do got to tap the clutch just to get it out of gear or get just bump it into gear or something like that. But that's just a tap of the clutch. You're not depressing the clutch all the way to the floor, going to neutral, then letting the clutch out, and then putting the clutch in again, and then going to the next gear. You still got a rev match. And I was fucking up the double clutch, and I was a little nervous because it was my first time doing the test. I had a police officer next to me. I was like, oh shit, you're the other team now. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like, just to be alive, you need to have a fucking need to take a competency test every year, and part of it needs to be fucking on traffic etiquette. You know, I can only dream. But yeah, I don't know. I if somebody brought me a petition for me to sign that, I probably wouldn't sign it. Just because, hey, I'm not trying to be in the middle of nothing. I'm not trying to add or take away anything that's going on. Uh, the system we got is okay. Uh, it just would be nice if there was like, if people would just get their fucking heads out of their ass when they're driving a fucking truck or a car. And then the cell phone deal. Oh my god. Like, yeah, that's a big fucking deal. Now there's normal people. There's overachievers, and yeah, they will pull over every single time they want to take a peek at their phone. That's could be safe, could be worse. I don't know. And then there's normal people, is what I would say, that know how to pay attention to the road and make small adjustments to their device. You're not over here writing a novel. You're not watching videos. You're just, you can operate and still have all of your attention on the road. And then there's the underachievers. And those are the people that have their phone in their hand the entire time they drive. They're on Facebook. They're scrolling through Twitter. They're making a TikTok. Those people, like, hey, you will fucking crush into somebody. You will fuck up. You're fucking up. You need to pay attention. No matter what you think you know, things surprise me on the road every day. Okay? And I'm out here all day long, usually. So just because you think I know how to drive. Yeah, you've gotten away with it for a while, but you got to get that phone put down. But that would require more regulation, and then that would take it away from the normal people that would get caught, doing shit. Well, and I mean, right now there is a deal. It's like your phone has to be, according to Missouri law, at least. We've had people get tickets for having their phone on maps in a cup holder. So it's just a phone setting in a cup holder of even a pickup truck, and they got a ticket for that. It has to be mounted to the truck, either with a windshield mount or a dash mount or something. It cannot be loose. I don't fucking know. That seems like some bullshit to me. It's like, because right now I don't have a cell phone holder at all, but I like to use maps so I can see if there's maybe a smoky up ahead or a traffic accident, or it'll tell me when I'm going to be where I'm trying to go. Even though with this route, I'm just driving straight down south on I-35. There's no, and then once I get into the city, I know where the fuck I'm going. I go this all the time, but I use GPS everywhere I go normally. Just because it's nice to have it. It's nice to, maybe there's a way around town, like there's traffic over here, but I'm not going to realize that till I hit the fucking traffic. If I use the GPS, I'm like, yeah, it's telling me to turn left here. I can go that way. It's a little longer, and then you check it out, and you're like, oh, it's because there's the fucking bridge got hit by a goddamn shipping vessel. Some shit like, you never know what the fuck's going on. So yeah, anyways, there was this truck back there he was getting close to passing me, and then I would get back up to 76 mile an hour, and then he would be way back there, and then I'd hit another hill, and he'd catch up to me, but he just couldn't quite keep it up the hill fast enough, and then I had to pull in the scale just to weigh in. I didn't have to pull around back or nothing, but I did have to go over there to scale, and I don't know. Maybe he got pulled back. I don't know. I don't see him. But yeah, I'm about an hour late today, just because of the rain this morning that I was driving in. I didn't really feel comfortable going over 60 during the really heavy rain because people don't have their fucking headlights on. Well, they might have their headlights on, but these auto fucking lights need to be fucking recalled or something, because every time, like, even this truck, I think I always turn the switches on. I turn the headlight switches on, and I turn the flashers on when I do my pre-trip, and then I leave the headlights on in the on position all day while I'm driving, no matter how bright it is or dark it is. I always have the headlights on, physically in the on position. But like, even this truck, you can have the headlights off, but as soon as you put it into drive, the headlights will turn on, but I don't think the taillights turn on. And that's the issue a lot of these cars are having, especially in these midday rainstorms where it's kind of bright outside, but not bright, not dark enough to trigger the fucking headlights. But when you put this Chevy truck right here, you put it in fucking drive, the headlights turn on. Same with my fucking Chevy Cruze. It's like, why the fuck are these like that? So basically what I'm complaining about is driving in today, I could only see people's taillights. And but if they didn't have their taillights illuminated and they weren't hitting the brake, I can't see where the fuck they're at all. I can't tell if they're going way slower than me. I can't tell if they just got on. I can't tell anything. And I really don't want to get into a situation where I'm rolling up on a questionable deal or something I just don't see at all at 75, 76 mile an hour. So I was like, I'll just stick it at 60, and that's probably slower than most people. So if I do roll up on somebody, they're not going to be going that much slower than 60. And I'll have plenty of time to react to shit. And also, these people, in the rain gets real heavy, and people hit their brakes and they slow way the fuck down. And it's like, that's dangerous, because I'm flying into this fucking rainstorm. I've sit up way higher than every car, so I can see a little bit better. I'm a little bit higher above the road spray. So I can go faster in heavier rain and still see kind of decent. But I don't know. I'm just over here giving y'all my little take on traffic and etiquettes and shit. Super excited for tomorrow to get this, not the doctor visit, but the DMV visit. I'm going to go to the car paperwork fucking place and get this truck into my name. I'm so excited. I can't hide it. I'm ready to get here, get offloaded, and go the fuck home. And yeah, I'll be getting to the landfill at the time I'm usually leaving the landfill. But I already called my guy over there, so it's all good. He said, I'll stay late for you. I said, you better. That's really about it. I know. So, man, one of the first things I'm going to do to the truck, just to talk to myself here for a little bit. I think the first thing I'm going to do is work on the ignition and all that shit. Like the brakes do need to work. I totally understand, but I need to work on the ignition and figure out what the fuck is going on with that. Why are there two wires that were to a toggle switch sticking out of the dash, and that's how it started? Like, I need to figure out who took what wires from where, and how to figure it out to fix it up. And I was talking to my buddy at the landfill earlier today, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking if I take the original dash and all the gauges and everything out, so the mileage is exempt. So I don't think that, I don't know. I might need to talk to somebody and figure out if that's even legal to take the original, I don't even know if it's original, but the odometer out of the truck, because I don't know if you're required to have an odometer on a vehicle, but it on the title it clearly says exceeds working limits, exempt. So I don't know, but I would like to just rip all the dash shit out and then put my own dash in there, because it's, those trucks, the dash is pretty fucking simple on them. It's just like a bended piece of plastic. It's got like vents and all the other switches and shit in there, but I can, if I get a piece of diamond plate or something, maybe just flat stainless, and bend it to fit in there, and then put all my gauges wherever I want them, because I want RPM and speedometer in the big ones, and then I want, oil, battery, and then coolant temp. And then I might even want a fourth one, which would be, I don't know, maybe trans temp. Well, fuel gauge too. Fuel gauge. And then I can redo all the buttons, and I can put a different radio in there. And I don't know, I'd still probably hack up the dash a little bit, but not much. Just to reorganize everything the way I want it to be. And so I would be installing all the gauges, so I'd know they'd all be reading better than these 1979 gauges. I'd redo all the wiring, and then I was thinking about this. So I would go keyless. There'd be no key to the truck, not a physical key. But this was just a dumb idea. I doubt I'll do this. But one of my ideas was to have like one of those big fucking fuses or something, and it's on a keychain. So every time I get in the truck, I just push my key, the fuse, into a slot, and my keys are hanging there. And it's like, there's my fucking key right there. It's just a big ass fuse, but I'm not gonna. I mean, I guess anybody with a paper clip could fucking steal it. But most people wouldn't fucking know what the fuck is going on with how to start it or anything. But yeah, just like a giant fuse or something like that, and then a toggle switch, or maybe not even a toggle switch, just a push button. Just, you got to put the fuse in, and then it powers everything on, and then you just hold the ignition. But maybe I would do a toggle switch. So like as soon as you press the fuse in there, that's like accessory, and then you hit the toggle switch, then that's like main power, and then a push button to just start it up. But me and him were talking a little bit. I was like, oh, maybe if I do something on the top of the dash, but it's a magnetic type deal, and it's a hula girl. a little fucking bobblehead hula girl or something, and I just set it right up on top of the dash, and that will give the truck power, and then I have a push button start. So it's like the hula girl, I can just set off to the other side, and nobody's ever going to think, oh, I got to fucking put the hula girl over on this side to make the truck start. Nobody would ever think that. And that would be pretty fucking interesting. Just have a little hula girl, and I just, boop, and then the truck powers up, and I can fucking start it and drive away. And then, but it's like held with like strong magnets, so it won't fall off. Yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be something cool like that. I don't know. I'm kind of liking the key fob type deal. It's not a key fob, but just like a big fuse. I don't know. I'm just thinking of something that would power it up, and I think a fuse is a good idea. But a big fucking fuse. And now I gotta have spare fuses, because if I blow that fucking fuse, and then I gotta use a paper clip myself, or it's just like such a big fuse that it won't ever blow. But I have a smaller fuse in line, so if it does decide to blow, it'll blow the small fuse. Yeah, I don't know. And because I don't know. The truck is so far gone with it being fucking fucked with so much. I want to just rip one. And this isn't just to get the truck go. Like, I want to get the truck going and out on the road and everything, and I'll be happy. But as I'm like fixing my truck up, that's when I would do the dash. I would do the fucking ignition deal that I'm talking about, and I want to redo like the fuse box. It's like, all right, what do I need to run the truck? Like, obviously everything to do with the engine. I need the starter. I need the fucking the choke deal. I need all that good stuff, but it's an electronic choke, so I'm pretty sure that's like, it does it all itself. It knows what the fuck it's doing. It would be cool to do electric fans. Find an old radiator out of I don't know, I'm just going to say a Thunderbird, because my Thunderbird had electric fans on it. Find an old radiator shroud that's got electric fans, and get it fucking mounted up to the radiator, and then have electric fans that come on with ignition, so that it's always running. It would be on a switch too, but I just leave the switch on at all times. So every time I turn the truck on and start driving, the electric fans turn on and they're running too. Because that's not a draw. That's not enough of a draw. That wouldn't. It has no effect on the drivability of the truck. But if I want to sit there and idle in it to sound real good, and I don't want to hear the fans, I could just turn them off. I have a little switch on the dash. I could just turn the fans on and off, and then I'd have my coolant gauge also set up just to have a light. If it starts getting hot, a big light will turn on or something, and then I know, I'm like, oh shit, I need to turn the fucking fans on if I forget. And then same with the fuel gauge. It'd be cool if I had a low. Once the needle on my fuel gauge gets to a certain level, I got a low fuel light. Oil pressure. Maybe even oil temp. Oil pressure, oil temp. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I need a battery, I need the engine, I need wipers. So I'd redo the wipers, but I'm thinking, I already thought about this a little bit too. The wipers in that truck, if there's this, I don't know, I haven't even fucked with them. I don't know anything about them. But if they're anything like my fucking 78 was, I hated the wiper switch on that fucking truck. It was fast and faster. That was the only thing you could do. You could make it fast or faster. That was all you could do with the windshield wipers. So if I go to the junkyard and I rip out a wiper motor, or at least like the switch and the brain or something out of another truck or another car or whatever, I might do some research to find out what vehicle has the most adjustable wipers or something. I don't fucking know. And then put it on that truck. I think that'd be fucking sick to have an upgraded wiper switch or some sort of a variable switch on the dash, or I don't know about the stock. I think I wouldn't do a stock, but if maybe I could figure out what kind of switch I would need, if I need like some specialty switch that's just got like 6 different buttons, and I can program it to where button 6 is the fastest as it goes. I don't know. And yeah, variable wipers would be cool for that truck. Then I need headlights. I'm not really worried about the headlight, like rewiring the headlights is not a big deal. I am not going to be that fucking queer that uses the fucking LED fucking headlight. That's fucking, I hate it. I mean, all right, this is my personal opinion, and it doesn't mean if you have it, you're queer. Okay? And if you are queer, that's okay. You can be whatever you want. But me, I will never put LED fucking lights on this fucking truck. Okay? There maybe on the interior, for the interior, because you want to be able to see shit whenever you open your door or fucking turn on the light switch or whatever. But no, the headlights, the blinkers, all the marker lights, the tail lights, everything is going to be original fucking bulbs, regular old bulbs. I like the headlights to have a hint of yellow because it's old, and those are sealed beams anyways. But I'm not going to put those fucking LED shits in there. I guess it would be kind of interesting to find a round headlight that has interchangeable, just little bulbs. That would be kind of interesting. Instead of having a giant, big, heavy glass bulb that burns out and costs fucking, I don't know how much they cost. It can't be that much, but, we're getting up there in age. I don't know if O'Reilly's going to keep carrying them. I'm going to have to start ordering them special. But, headlights, blinkers, I think that's a pretty simple task there to get entered in there. Tail lights, brake lights, flashes. I got a cargo light, which I was kind of interested in that. My 78 did not have a cargo light, and also my 92 did not have a cargo light or any sort of third brake light or anything like that. But it's got a cargo light. I don't know. I guess I could find a red lens and then wire it up properly to make it, instead of a cargo light, it's a third brake light. You don't see that too often. So I don't know. Maybe I'll think about it. I'd rather it just not have one, but it's already got the holes and the light and everything mounted up there, so might as well just keep the fucking cargo, or either keep it a cargo light or turn it into a third brake light or something. Oh, reverse lights too. Yeah, I think my neighbors would hate it, but I was thinking about like some sort of a backup beeper would be interesting, just to let people know this motherfucker's backing up. So yeah, I don't know what other electronics. Radio. That's not. I don't think that's hard to hook up. It's pretty simple. There's a lot of different kits you can do to get a radio hooked up, and then some speaker system. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking about maybe the kick panel, doing a speaker in the kick panel, but maybe I will just put a hole in the door and put them in the door. I don't know, because I'm not tearing anything up. This truck, if anything, it's already torn up. The doors are in pretty good shape, I think. I don't know how much Bondo's in them. But if I want to hack up my dash to put a radio in there, I'm not gonna be the 18-year-old kid that did it. It's gonna be proper and good and not a hack job. It'll be actually good because I did hack up my fucking 78 pretty bad. It was not good, but I had a radio, so I was happy. Yeah, and then I guess just lights on the inside of the cab, which isn't. I don't think that's a. I don't think that's a crazy thing to have. Um, it would be cool to order a new light that goes inside the hood. Because the 78, there's no light for the hood. At least I don't think there is. I highly doubt. But on my 92, I had a little wire wheel. It had a little light bulb on it. And you wire it up and you just, or reel it up and it stays right there. And if you ever need a light while you're driving around, you don't have to dick around looking for a flashlight or some shit. You just boop, and turn it on, and it's wired up, and the string goes all the way to the back of the truck and everything. It's all good. Yeah, I would definitely do it an inverter also. I would try to wire up some sort of an inverter, because having a regular plug-in, it would be nice. Yeah, and really, so there's not that many electric things on this truck. So redo it, like the fuse box is already questionable, and the mice that have gotten into this truck have just chewed everything to fucking hell. So I don't know what works, why it doesn't work, how old the wires are, if they are frayed somewhere. So I'm really thinking, for safety's sake, rip all the old wiring out, like strip the whole cab down, rip all the old wiring out, or at least all the wiring that I know needs to be replaced, and maybe even just replace all the other ones, and just redo it all. Like, the wire is not that expensive to wire everything up. A fuse box, I mean, it's got a fuse box. It might, I don't know if it's melted at all. If I don't know anything about it. I have not. There's barely enough floor to lay on to fucking look underneath there and look at the fucking deal. But I would, if I did a new fuse box, it would get moved. It would be moved to, I don't know, some other access panel. Maybe the ashtray. I just open up the ashtray and I got my fuses are all right there. That would be pretty fucking slick. Maybe the glove box. I don't know. But I don't want to have to. It'd be nice to just have it right there in the middle. All the wires just go right to the middle of the truck. All my fuses are right there. And I wonder if they make like a fuse box that has little LEDs built into it. So whenever you open it up, instead of having to pull every motherfucker out of there or get a fucking voltmeter and test, it's just got a little LED, a very small LED that's lit up whenever the fuse is good. And if the light is off, that means the fuse is bad. That would be kind of sick. That would probably be an expensive ass fuse box. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into thinking about what the fuck I want to do. I mean, I do want to get deep into it, but a lot of the shit that I'm saying right now will never get done. Almost all of this will never get done. I need to just figure out the ignition for right now. See if I need to tune the carb at all, make it run good, change all the oil, front diff, rear diff, transfer case, transmission, engine oil, probably pull the wheels off and check those bearings, and then all the front end components to make sure the ball joints are good and everything. It'd be cool to get some sort of undercoating or something, and I can get under there and clean use a wire wheel and just knock all the surface rust off. Just do a really good inspection of the entire undercarriage, which I would do at my shop and with the car lift, and then just paint it all down, put some Rust-Oleum, Rust Stop, whatever the fuck, all over it, and get the brakes, go through the entire brake system, make sure everything's good to go, new pads and components on the rear, new pads on the front, possibly new calipers, depending on how they are, make sure they're working good. The front lockers, I don't know if they're operable or not. Got to get a new windshield put in, which would include also a new antenna, because the antenna is in the windshield, and unless I guess getting a windshield with the antenna in it shouldn't be the big deal. My buddy had an 83, and it did not have the antenna in the windshield. So if I have to buy like a universal antenna, I don't care. I'll mount it probably right behind the cab. Right on the bed rail right there. Little antenna or big antenna, I don't know. So I can get all the radio stations. I'd like to get a headache rack for it. And then I do want to paint the truck. I've come to terms with it. I want to paint the truck. It's so many different colors. I just sand it all down. Don't fix any of the fucking dents. Maybe fix a little bit of the rust. Just crudely fix it. Like, I don't know, just chop it out, weld a piece in, grind down the weld. I doubt do body filler, because I would need so much body filler to make it do anything. And then just do an old driveway paint job on it. I don't know. Part of me wants to do white. Part of me wants to do brown. If I do the brown, I want the white stripe in the middle. And if I do the white stripe in the middle, I want the trim. And I'm not buying the fucking trim. And I'm not going to be able to remove trim off of another truck and then install it properly on this one. So I don't know. I would love to do the brown and white theme once again, but I don't think it's going to happen. So I'm thinking do the Vice Grip Garage paint job, which is all white, red pinstripe. But this is going to look like complete shit, so I don't know if I can do that or not. All white, red pinstripe, and then the Cedar Creek logo on the side. And then if it's all white, that's pretty easy that's the best to hide, according to Vice Grip Garage, and what I think is the white will hide dents and body imperfections best. Not that I'm trying to win any awards, but white truck, silvers, 15-inch steelies, fucking beast of a truck. It'd be so cool. No tint on the windows. I'm not a big tint fan. I think just the headache rack would be good, because that will, I guess I could tint the back, just the very back window, to kind of make you feel a little bit more secure in there. But I think just having a headache rack right there will help it out. I don't know. I see people without tint, and I'm like, I like it. But it's also like, I see that there's 3 people in there. And not that I don't know why that matters at all, but anyways, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this episode. Thank you for hanging out, and I'll talk to you soon. Keep all 18 down, and bye.